First off, just want to, wish Louisville luck the rest of the way in what they're doing. And, it's not easy, man. We lost 7 games in a row at one point in time in the season. And it's tough and it's a struggle. But I know those guys are fighters and sticking with it and trying to do their best. Our guys were ready to play. They were ready to play. I told them on Monday. It was ironically Monday, right before I went down for film. Somebody tweeted the stat about the ACC. I think, Tom, you retweeted it, so I saw it. The ACC teams coming out of a bye were 1-10. And then the last week, Pitt won at Virginia. And then somebody else got a win. And, 3-10 is not great. So I got after our guys on Monday. And the last time we had a break, Miami came in and scored 37 points in the first half on us at home, and we were sleepwalking. And it wasn't going to happen again tonight. Like, they were ready to go from the start. So I'm happy for our guys and proud of our guys.
Micah, what allowed you to go take this one when it was an 8-point game there with 8 minutes to play, and then all of a sudden you're up 22?
I think probably the tough moments that we've gone through this whole season. Right? We're learning from them. We're growing. We're getting better. It's built some resolve in our group, and we had played well for a long time, and we didn't want one mini run to kind of end that. And, we got in the huddle, and I didn't get a chance to say something before Marcus started saying stuff in the huddle, before Keba and Braden started saying stuff in the huddle about how we needed to come out of that timeout and play. I didn't need to say anything, right? And that's how your teams start to grow, right? Early in the year, that probably had to be me the whole time. Now we're to the point where I don't have to say much because they know what level we need to be playing at.
When can you see that Braden's got it going the way he had it tonight?
I don't know. I've watched so many games of his that I always feel like he's hot, right? Like, this dude works, man. Like, I'm trying to think. My days, I told you I'm bad with days, but we had practice Monday. It was Monday. We had practice Monday from, it's 3 o'clock, and we start film at 3, and then we do whatever. And, we probably finish at 5, and I was on the court getting shots up with my other son, probably at 6, and Braden had eaten dinner and was back down there shooting again. Like, this dude's maniacal in his work. And so, he was probably pretty pissed at how he played in the last home game and didn't shoot it well against Georgia Tech. So, Brad Stevens, the great Brad Stevens, always quote him, law of averages, man. Dude goes 1 for 8. He ain't going 1 for 8 2 games in a row, so he's got a lot of makes coming.
Micah, you may have just alluded to the biggest change, but I was wondering, after that Citadel loss and you had the post-game comments, what to you was the biggest difference in how the guys responded moving forward?
I think, our culture got better. We had a lot of honest truths that were spoken to each other, right? I gave them opportunities to tell me where I could be better because we're all in this together. It's not just like me, leading the charge, and I'm sitting on some pedestal, and these guys are fighting. No, we're all fighting together, and we're all doing this together. So there's ways that I had to be better, and I told them I would. And there's ways that they had to be better, and I told them how. And we've really come together as a group since then. And like I said, sometimes the record doesn't show it. Like, we lose 7 games in a row, but we were playing. Almost everybody we played was hot. Virginia was rolling when we went there and beat them. Pitt was rolling when they beat us. On and on and on, right? So we were playing better basketball. We just weren't getting the results. But when they kept showing up with joy and energy and passion, that's when I knew we were heading in the right direction.
Braden is your top 3-point threat. How did you get him good looks tonight? Because obviously he's going to be a marked guy in most games.
Just a lot of movement, right? It takes a lot of everybody, right? Keba Jai doesn't get very much credit, but the screens that he's setting, Marcus and those guys really hunting for him and finding him, whether it's in transition or in the half court. We have an unselfish group that it took us time to really get gelling on offense. And sometimes the numbers don't show it, and we're still like, I hate looking at Kimbom. I love looking at Kimbom, but I hate looking at Kimbom because our offense is so low, and that pains me, man. But like, we've been way better, but it's still the front of the season still drags us down in our numbers. But so we take it in short stretches, 5-game spans, looking at things like that. So other guys are doing a great job of finding him, screening for him, and like it's all he needs is a little bit of daylight.
In general, staying behind the three-point line tonight, you guys have had your fair share of struggles putting up shots there. Tonight you go 44%. Louisville's had a tough time defending three-pointers. Was that kind of just the game plan going into tonight, despite you guys having struggles from the three-point line?
I like our guys. Like, I think one of the numbers that I looked at was uncontested threes versus contested threes. Louisville does a great job when they contest threes. The numbers are really low for their opponents, but when they're uncontested, it's pretty high, right? So, we thought we could, right? When you watch the previous games and you see Henson or Bell and those guys have some pretty good numbers, you think there's a chance to get some open threes, but you still got to get them, right? You still got to work to get them, and I think we worked to get them. We weren't just coming down and just shooting the first three that we can get because, we thought we could, shoot it because of the numbers. We had to work to get them, and our guys did a good job of having an act, cutting, moving, setting good screens to get some open looks.
In the first half, you were really applying a hard double to Huntley Hatfield, especially when it's on the baseline. What were you trying to accomplish with that, and what do you think you did accomplish?
They were averaging 40 free throw attempts in their last 2 home games. So how they were doing that was through attacking you off the bounce, through getting offensive rebounds, and throwing the ball into the post, right? So we had to eliminate something, right? We had to do our best to guard them and keep them out of the paint. But, doubling the post was something that we felt like we needed to do. And we got some big, long, athletic guys that can move, and they did a great job of really being there on the catch and getting it out of his hands, making him kick it, and then rotating back to where we needed to be. So just a game plan look of trying to keep him off the free throw line the best that we could. Thank you, guys.